Hello lovely people, this is Robin D and welcome back to another video after quite some time. This time it's a Minecraft snapshot video. So for the moment I am in snapshot 18W43C, which is not the newest snapshot as of recording this video, but I want to show you a few features that got added in this snapshot, so in this ABC cycle of the snapshot, before I move on to the newest one. Now, I don't know if it's really noticeable, but this snapshot also has new textures in it. And well, I am going to talk about the textures in another video with the newest snapshot, because those are already out of date as of now. But I want to talk about a few of the features. So first of all, this snapshot has got a little bug, which I think got slightly fixed with the C snapshot, but it's still very much a thing. You see, there are like 2 creepers here and a lot of creepers, and there actually used to be a lot of mobs. So basically, the whole world was just filled mostly, yeah, as you can hear it, mostly with like hostile mobs. Here we have a bit of it, but like there used to be more than 1,000 mobs in your loaded chunks at any given time, and that was quite a lot. So that was a thing that was in the snapshot, but that was just a bug, and I think they fixed it with the last one. If the video is quite laggy, yeah, that is first of all because I'm recording it on a not so good computer, and on the other hand because this snapshot is totally unplayable, basically. I like don't even have daylight cycle or like weather cycle or anything on, but it's still completely laggy. Now here you already see one of the new features, and I want to talk about this I guess right now, because in this version of the snapshot I don't really have anything else to talk about. Yeah, so let's first talk about the flowers. Now Mojang wants to introduce flowers for every dye, so that if you look for the dyes, here they are, that you can get blue, brown, black and white without using just the item of lapis or bone meal or cocoa beans. So they have introduced 3 new flowers. Now 2 of them spawn naturally in your world. That is on one hand the cornflower, and on the other hand the lily of the valley, which looks like this. Now they can be crafted into the dyes. So if we just, well, take a crafting bench, I guess is the best approach here, and use them. Cornflower obviously gives you blue dye, and the lily of the valley gives you the white dye. Now, what gives you the black dye? That is the wither rose. Now, before I go to this, I still want to tell you, you can still take a piece of lapis and a piece of bone meal and put them into a crafting bench, and yep, they still give you the dye, but they are not dyed themselves at this point in time. So you now need to do this intermediate crafting step of putting them in and getting the dye. So you don't need the flowers, but they are there if you want them. Black and brown, obviously you can still use cocoa beans and ink sacs for the dye. So now it's just you have to put them in, you get the dye. So you don't need, for example, for black, the wither rose, but you can get it. Now it's not too trivial to get the wither rose. There have been quite a few videos made by now about farms that you could build, but if you just summon a sheep and then we summon a wither, there we go. And here we have the wither rose. It is planted at the position where the wither kills a living entity. So let me just, I think I had the command somewhere. There we go. Let's get rid of the wither. So the wither killed the sheep, and it planted a wither rose. Now, what does the wither rose do? If you walk over it in survival mode, then it withers you. And I just have to turn my volume a bit down because that is really loud for me. I hope you will still be able to hear it. But yeah, so it does give you the wither effect. You can take it, and then if you do so, it obviously also can be turned into black dye. But I think it like will be more useful for farms where you might have like animals drop down somewhere, then you plant the wither rose, you like get the entities to fall down onto it, and they, if they get into contact with it, will obviously also be withered, and that's the way to get your meat and your other stuff, isn't it? So yeah, that is the wither rose, black dye, or just use it for farming if you feel like it. Now, why am I now running around in survival mode now? Well, because there is actually another new item. So we have moved on from flowers and dyes to a new item. If I just grab myself a dandelion and give myself a bowl, a red mushroom, and a brown mushroom, then I can craft the following thing. Now, obviously, bowl, red mushroom, and brown mushroom gives you mushroom stew. But now there's a new item in the game known as suspicious stew. It is crafted like a mushroom stew and another flower, so you can use different flowers, and this will then give you different kinds of effect. Obviously, if you use the wither rose, it will give you wither. The dandelion gives you saturation. It doesn't show up which effect it gives you, so it's really a Russian roulette type of thing. It can at the moment be also found in chests of those shipwrecks, in the food chests, so you never know which effect you are going to get. But let me just hurt myself. Maybe I should just put down the wither rose to hurt myself much more, because I really want to show you how overpowered the suspicious stew is. So let me just take a few more hearts off myself, and then I'm just gonna eat this thing. So I am 3 hunger bars down. I am just gonna get a few more. Okay, effect. Give hunger 10, 20 or something. Just run around, get the hunger as low as it just possibly could be without me dying. Okay, that shall be good. And now I am going to eat this stew, which is going to give me saturation. Do you see how overpowered this is? This got me back to full saturation and full hearts, and the saturation is not really going down if I run around. And like if I now take damage, it just regens. This is so overpowered. Like there are other potion effects too. I might be able to like put it on the screen right here. But the saturation one, which you get from dandelion and another flower, I don't know exactly which, is so overpowered. It really is. So it might be nerfed in subsequent snapshots, because I'm really not too sure about that, because it's really easy to craft. I mean, the mushrooms, you can also farm those, right? And then you just have so much saturation, like, because as long as you have the saturation effect, the saturation number keeps going up, meaning if you eat this stew during you have only like half a hunger bar. Let me actually get this again, and I need uh, a dandelion. If I eat it now, I can like run around fall down ledges for ages. So first of all, while I have this situation, if I fall down somewhere, it like really doesn't matter. I can take as much damage as I like, and it will regen. And then even after this desaturation has run out, I can still take quite a lot of 1.5 heart hits, and just regen them without any problem. Also, let me just grab those two for good measure. So this stew is like something you can eventually get like in the first day of playing. And if you just have like 2 or 3 pieces of that stew, you can be in the biggest mob fest ever and just not die. And I think that's overpowered. Like that just defeats the purpose of even playing survival, because you just make half an inventory of those stews. Like, look, the dandelion, if it wouldn't be so laggy, like this flower is everywhere. It is one of the standard flowers on the flower map. It just spawns everywhere alongside the rose. Now I kind of forgot which effect the rose gives you. So let me just make this with the rose and have a look which effect this gives me. This gives you speed. Okay, so the rose is speed, the dandelion is is saturation, the oxide daisy is something. Now obviously let's get some more hunger. And to get your hunger down while you have the hunger effect, you like also need to run, or you just wither yourself a bit too. That helps. There we go. My hunger should go down now. There we go. And the oxide daisy gave me regeneration. Now, you'd think regeneration is more overpowered than saturation, but it really isn't. I'm just going to do this again. I need another oxide daisy, and then I'm gonna get myself low on health and going to have a look how this works out. So I don't think it's in the crafting recipe yet, no. So you don't see it here, but you then can just add the flour and it will become the suspicious stew. So like instant damage should just be like 1 second and amplifier 1. Yeah, because 2 instant damage just kill you. Okay, so let's just get this a bit further down. And let's then just get regeneration after I'm really hungry. Yep. Okay, and now let's eat the regen one. Look how slow it regens your hearts when you still have hunger. Like the regen can't do anything, but the saturation. Just to give you that again. So I need white mushroom, brown mushroom, and the dandelion. And now just look what the saturation is going to give us. Even with not a lot of hunger. So let's just do this again. Get our hunger down and look what this does in comparison what the regen did. Like the regen like 3 hearts because it's 7 seconds of regeneration. And now the saturation regens like 3 or 4 times as quickly. It is just so OP. So I think we might not see this in 1.14. I'm going to be totally honest here. I don't think we will actually see that. Now, I think those things spawned when I last summoned the Wither here. Yeah, I am pretty certain. I don't think they like spawn in the normal world. So yeah. So this is the Suspicious Stew. A new item, quite overpowered for saturation. All the other effects like the speed, the jump boost, the regeneration. Did I say regeneration? I mean saturation. So the regeneration and like all of this is good. But the saturation, I mean, is wonderful. I love it, but it's really overpowered, and I don't think we will see this in 1.14 if Mojang doesn't go down the route, hey, we have a really simple thing that's so overpowered that it just takes the point out of survival. Because it's literally like if you were in creative mode, if you just keep eating this saturation stew, nothing can really kill you, because you regen your hearts so damn quick. Nothing can kill you, so like unless you fight the Ender Dragon and it like throws you up really high in the air and you instantly die of fall damage, unless that's a thing that happens, you can't die with saturation going overboard. And yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I would love to see it in the game in some way or another, but I don't think it should be crafted with a dandelion. I think it should be crafted with a nether star or a dragon egg or something like this. Like it's it's a really OP thing, and I think it should be not just gettable like instantly. Um. So yeah. Then the next thing that I want to show you is the loom. This also got added in this first snapshot of 1.14. This is wonderful. Now I am going to take the loom. I'm going to take some kind of dye. And I'm going to take a banner and just a white one. And now look at this. You put the banner in, you put a die in, and look at this. You no longer need to use like 3 die or 20 die or 1,000 die to make a banner. You can now just click it and make it. Now, I think a similar feature was in Pocket Edition originally to begin with. But now it's also going to the Java edition, and it just uses the one die and the one banner to make this, and this is wonderful. Now, also, formally, if you wanted um, to like make a banner with the Mojang logo on it, you needed a golden apple. And every time you wanted to put it on a banner, you needed a golden apple. Well, that has now changed. If I just also quickly take a crafting bench again, and we take a crafting bench, a piece of paper, and a golden apple gives us a banner pattern. Now we can take this, we can take another die, like maybe, let's take black. We can put our banner in, we put the die in, we put the banner pattern in, and we can make this banner. And the great thing is, you no longer need to use enchanted golden apples without end. The banner pattern doesn't get used, meaning you can reuse it as often as you like. I love this thing. I never was a big fan of banners beforehand because the crafting was just even more difficult than brewing potions, and that is already quite a tree of what you can do. So this is the loom. It makes great banners. It has a GUI. It's wonderful. Just as the Suspicious Stew is wonderful if it actually stays this way. Potentially not, but yeah, at this point in time, it is great. So we have different banner patterns which all amount to different things. Flower charge is if you used, I think, the Oxide Daisy, it like gave you this like petal thing in the middle. This is the flower charge thing. I mean, I can just show them off. Then the creeper charge is if you used a creeper head. The skull charge if you used a skeleton head, or I think you could use the wither skeleton head, and obviously the thing is the Mojang logo. So thing, we have seen that. It's the Mojang logo. Then the skull charge is the skull, right? The flower charge is this flower pattern, and the creeper charge is this creeper face. So you just craft this once with the item and a piece of paper, and then you can print with it as many banners as you like. So after that, we should be coming to the item that has been also shown off at Minecon Earth, the crossbow. So this works a bit differently than a normal bow. You have to load it by holding the use button, but then when it's fully loaded and you let go, it's a loaded crossbow. But now you can just go into other pieces of your inventory. You can just copy that, like in creative mode you can even copy a loaded crossbow, but then you can do this. If I would have clicked the middle one quick enough, that would have been a thing. But let's just load them all up. So this one is loaded, this one is loaded, and this one is loaded, and now shoot, shoot, shoot. So basically you could have a like inventory hotbar full of loaded crossbows, because the arrow could just be in, so the arrows could be in your inventory somewhere, and you just load them all up and shoot them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just go through and shoot them. So you basically have a machine gun bow once again. It like takes longer to load, but we again have machine gun bows. So that is also a thing in the new snapshot. Now I don't think I missed anything in this version, because we have the loom, we have the crossbow, and we have this suspicious stew, which needs to be crafted because it like needs the flower part, so it's not in the creative inventory, it is a crafting thing only. So yeah, so much for that. That were the features that were added in 18W43 A, B, and C, and C just fixed issues with like mob spawning and lag. So yeah, you could just get the A or B snapshot, look at the massive amount of mobs that there used to be, and laugh at that. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. In the next one, I am going to take a look at the new features added in 18W44A. Bye bye.